Welcome to Golf in the Cosmos, where physics meets the fairway and the universe takes a swing at your mind. I'm Kevin Hammond. This is my brother, Andrew Hammond. How are you?
Hey, doing well. It's been a good week.
All right. The last time we played golf was, Saturday?
Yep, Saturday we played 2 rounds separately this time.
Yeah, we were not together.
No. But it was still both successful rounds, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I played Brookside in LA at the Rose Bowl. I shot 79 on course number 2, Nay. It felt great. I mean, I bogeyed the last 2 holes. I felt like I was going into the end knowing I was going to shoot 70s, so I let myself bogey the last 2 holes almost.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of like you said, I only need bogeys, right? So you said, I'll just take the bogey and get out of here in 79, which I think is honestly one of your best rounds recently.
It is, and I 3-putted the 18th hole, so I kind of was just like, I can 3-putt and still shoot 79, so then I did.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, still, breaking 80 is a huge goal for so many people, and it makes it...
But it was a par 70, though. I must caveat
okay.
that.
Still.
So it was 9 over.
That's still a positive.
Yeah.
It still seems like it probably was around your handicap, right?
Yeah. I'm going to pause real quick. The hats came in, guys. You can see these hats here. You can pick them up, golfinthecosmos.com. Support the mission to lower the handicaps through the Cosmos. This is the way to do it, guys. We're wearing the Spaceman shirt, the Cosmos hats, Cosmos Golf, and then I think that's the sickest one, the mission patch.
Yeah, I love it because it has a spaceman who on his shirt or whatever, on his suit, has the red, green, and yellow lights, which is just, I love that. Love that idea approaching when you're making a decision. It's like the spaceman's got you.
Right. Yep, the Cosmos, blame the Cosmos and channel the Cosmos. But we're actually coming out with, I just saw the designs for the future missions. There's some new mission patches coming, but grab this hat right here, the Cosmos mission patch, golfinthecosmos.com, guys. Appreciate you all supporting. We really love the YouTube channel starting to pop a little bit, getting a lot of great comments. So we'll talk about those later. But what did you shot a nice score?
Yeah, I shot even. So I think what I like to do at Costa Mesa, there's 2 18-hole courses, and I love playing them kind of back to back and thinking of it as a 36-hole tournament. So I got to shoot even par at Lagos, the par 72, and then I came out with even par at Mesa Linda with a birdie on 17 and a great, honestly crazy up and down on 18.
That's awesome.
A tough finish, but that birdie on 17, a tough par 3, brought me back to even, and I just have to par this, but I missed the green. Make a great up and down to save par to shoot even there. So through the 36 holes, even par, loved that. I was mentioning to you earlier how difficult it is to lower my handicap at that course, because at Mesa Linda, to lower my handicap, I would have had to shoot 5 under. And so, like, no matter how well I'm playing, shooting 5 under at any course is difficult because you got to make putts, got to hit greens and put yourself in the right spot. But really, I like playing that course because with the handicap, it's extra challenging.
So the city championship, that it's in August. It was August 3rd was the finals of this year. The winner was -9 with a playoff. 2 guys were -9. Round 1, what does championship play?
Mesa Linda.
Mesa Linda. Okay, so 64. That makes sense. 64, then 69.
Yep.
On Lagos. So 3 under and then 6 under on day 1.
Yeah.
So I mean, even. I mean, honestly, that would have put you in top 15. The overall evens were tied for 15.
Yeah.
Tied for 15, I should say.
That's fair.
So and that's really that's kind of a good benchmark, right? Because I think I know that we sure want you to win this, to win the Costa Mesa City, because it's those exact 2 courses that you just said.
Yeah. I mean, there are holes there that you go, if you don't birdie this, you're losing a stroke. But there are holes there that sometimes you you think you can birdie, but really it's just a par hole.
Well, yeah, it's like don't bogey it.
Yeah. I mean, because bogeying is losing a stroke and a half sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm curious what those scorecards look like, but in reality, you're just birding every par 5 and then birding some of the shorter par 3s with a wedge in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, have you gone -6 before at Mesa Linda?
I've gone -4 at Mesa Linda, which totally doable. You just can't make a mistake. I think even in that even round at Mesa Linda, I bogeyed hole 14, which is a par 5. I was in a decent spot off the tee, but tried to go for it and pulled it. And then I didn't have a great chance at even parring, so made a bogey there.
So you bogeyed a par 5.
I actually may have parred it, but it felt like a bogey.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I mean, if you didn't birdie every par 5, then it kind of feels like a miss.
Yep. I bogeyed 11. That's what I was in the bunker, and it was the first bunker I'd been in a couple rounds. Yeah. And
right.
When you're in a bunker, even in a good lie, if you haven't hit one in a while, it's kind of a tricky shot.
And no 3 putts, I don't think either, right?
No 3 putts. Yeah. No, not in the most recent round, and I think I had one on Lagos.
Got it. Yeah, I went. I ended up 3-putting once on the 18th hole, and then but I feel like I went like 20 or 30 holes without a 3-putt recently. And we'll pull up some stats later. We actually have our Grint stats ready, but I'm on like a hot streak of no 3-putts, or I was.
Yeah.
Where it was like felt like the longest. And now I kind of channel, I have a lot more respect for Freddie Jakobsen. 514 holes with no 3-putts. That's the world record, or I guess the pro record. But to not 3-putt in that many holes, I mean, I'm barely getting to maybe 20 or 30 as a personal best.
Yeah.
But I take that as a small win.
Yeah. I think when we took a look at it, it was like up in the 41 or something. And I mean, yeah, anytime you go that many holes, you're just not losing strokes.
Oh, you had like a 41 or 47 or something.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, I think I had 47.
Yeah, mine were in the 30s maybe, and that was like twice in my life.
Yeah.
Something,
Yeah, it's just you're not losing strokes, right? And when we talk about losing strokes, it's to the field, but really to your own handicap.
But I think focusing on not 3-putting is so helpful for someone's score.
Yeah.
Because people 3-putt so much more than they realize if they really looked at it on paper.
Well, because it feels like you're just tapping in this little 1-inch thing that you have left on.
There's so much more planning, though, that goes into not 3-putting.
Yeah.
Like, I had to really tell myself every putt I was looking at, the way I did it was like telling myself, I'm not going to make this.
Yeah. And on your first putt, right?
Yeah. My first putt, I just, and usually it would be, the saying was, I don't birdie. I'm not going to birdie. But then I realized I need to do it even if it's for triple. I need to go, I don't triple. I don't triple.
You don't one putt, really.
Right. It's like you don't make any 1-putts, because what that does is give you a chance at 2-putting.
Yeah.
Because you put it around, the hole starts to get bigger and bigger, and you start to go, okay, I'm not going to make this. And it's like, it's so hard though, because when it's for double, you're going, I have to make this.
Right.
And that's what happened to me. That my 3-putt happened 2 times ago when it was for bogey.
Right.
So I 3-putted, I was going for bogey, and I go, dude, you're going to screw up your score. And so you have to make this bogey. Right. And then boom, triple.
Wow.
Just fucking smoked.
Yeah. And you go from a double to a triple.
Go from a single. Well, yeah, it's not like that was going to go in anyway. Yeah.
I mean, the
it should have 2-putted and been a double.
Yeah, but I mean, planning ahead for the 2-putt is essentially making every putt a lag putt. Which, in my head, I have a different strategy for lag putts, which is just anything that I don't think I'm going to make.
I beg to differ a little bit. I don't think of them as lag putts. I just go, you're not going to fly it by, and you're not going to be extremely short.
Right. I mean, I think that kind of defines how you treat a lag putt, which is you make the hole bigger. It's a 3-foot hole, a 3-foot ellipse on the green, and you approach the breaking of the putt rather than it's going to drop in the hole. but it's going to die
Right.
in that circle.
I see.
Because when you're trying to make a putt, sometimes the die point is 4 feet past because you want to make it. But if you can actually just die it in that circle, it's a different approach from your stroke, from the way you read the putt.
Right. Yeah, and that's so important for it to take the break and then die in a place where you can make that second putt.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of like when you hit a chip shot, you're not thinking of driving it to a spot and then like that's your goal. It's okay, it's going to drive to this location and then release to a finishing spot. And when you're hitting lag putts or putts that you're not trying to make, you're really just, where's that release point? Where does it lose that initial energy and start rolling on its own to then release by the hole?
Yeah, it's just funny to me that you call it lag putts, but it's like, isn't that every putt for a 9+ handicapper?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, an interesting,
we're not going to make it. If we do, it's just luck, maybe.
Yeah. I think an interesting fact is when I call it a lag putt, it's something that will miss below the hole, because if you were to miss above the hole on a breaking putt, what that means is you're above the fall line, right? So you're going across the fall line and it's missing above the hole, and then you'll have a breaking putt coming back. But with a lag putt, if you miss low on purpose, you can actually give yourself a straight uphill putt coming back, making, even if it's 4 feet, a very easy putt to make.
Right. You're ensuring that second putt is, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And that kind of falls into this idea that don't try to make it.
Yeah. When you're trying to make it, often we say don't miss below the hole, don't miss short. But like with the lag putt, that's exactly what you want to do.
It's like sometimes if you don't want a 3-putt, you might want to miss below the hole.
Exactly.
Because you know that it's going to maybe stop at a spot where you can work with it. Sometimes above the hole, there's a big kicker.
Yeah.
And it's going to kick. It's going to really pick up speed.
And then if there's a kicker, your putt coming back will be breaking.
It'll be another kicker,
yeah.
right?
And then now it's like...
That's how we get to 4 putts.
Oh, my gosh. Especially when you try to make 2 of those in a row.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't accept a 3-putt.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
Especially the 9 handicappers out there like me.
I see 4 putts coming from someone hitting their second putt and it misses, and they go up and try to just tap it in with one hand.
Well, yeah.
And then they miss that, and we go, you got to count that. I think somebody did that we were playing with. Well, he's like, do you count that? We go, yeah.
I mean, I get that. I'm more talking about like a legitimate 4-putt.
Yeah.
Of you have a swinger to another swinger to another swinger. You know, and then you're like, okay, and then by the third one, you're going, okay, maybe I should just like let it die next to the hole. It's like, yeah, maybe you should have let it die by the hole on the first try.
Dude, I think hole 5 at Spyglass, they play it once a year, and only one round.
You're lucky you've played there. I haven't.
Got to play there, but hole 5, it's like on the ocean, and the green has this massive tier, and the green is tiny. So like I got on the green and I think I 5-putted because like it rolled down the freaking thing.
Which hole is this?
I think it's 5. It's 4 or 5 at Spyglass.
Wow.
I think it might be 4.
And this is like Pebble area?
Pebble Beach.
Yeah. Monterey.
Yeah, Monterey. And the tee shot's easy. You just take 3-wood. Then you have a wedge, but the green is like Mesa Linda sized and then is undulated like crazy. And you'll see if they show it on TV. You don't see the undulation, but...
Oh, it's impossible on videos to see undulation.
I really want to go to Augusta because everyone talks about how hilly it is, but on TV you just can't see it.
Yeah. No, I was watching some YouTube golf the other day, like the DOD King, and there's this hole where everyone is just like, that breaks, and it's like breaks so much.
Yeah.
And you just can't even see it on video.
No.
It doesn't do it justice at all.
No, you can't see that.
You know. But okay, so let's get into how has it been lowering our handicaps, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of, and we want to pull up some stats to talk about that.
Yeah, I think one of the thoughts, I'll pull it up right here. You can see here what you're looking at is the average scores over par by hole number. So this is literally hole number 1, 2, 3, and so on.
Right. And this is because Andrew kind of is thinking that during the course of a 4 to 5 hour round, there's certain kind of swing ebbs and flows that that are potentially, the data is showing it's consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's showing here that the beginning of the round, let's bring my cursor in here. The beginning of the round has some ups and downs, so it's clearly showing that
and this is all rounds, all of your
this
golf?
is the last 2 years, since
Last 2 years.
2024
Okay.
January.
So we're looking at 2 years.
So lots of data
And
in
he's
here.
a +2 handicap,
right.
for those listeners, that are trying to gauge, these type of numbers. But
Yeah.
so he's +2.
Yeah. And so what I'm seeing here is that hole 1, I have a level of focus that comes from nerves, right? Like you have the nerves, but that also means focus. It means you care. And so that first
So your
hole,
average is 0.1 over par.
Yeah.
So you typically will par the first hole.
Yeah. typically
9 out
par.
of what that's saying is 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times I'll shoot just 0.1 over, or actually 100% of the time I'll shoot 0.1 over par.
Right. So 9 out of 10 you'll shoot par.
Yeah.
1 out of 10 you'll bogey.
Bogey, or there's some birdies and bogeys.
Right.
In there.
Right. Offset. Right. But on average.
But for the most part, it's a pretty low number, and you see that's the lowest other than hole 16 that shows up here.
So you shoot the 0.1 average is on hole 1, 5, 9, 10, and 11. That's interesting.
Yep.
13 and then 16 is 0. So you literally average. And I feel like hole 16 at most courses are easy for some reason.
Yeah, I think they're getting you ready, unless it's, I think the bear trap is like hole 15 through 17. I can't remember. But
No, I think it's earlier than
got
those.
it. It's like 12 through 14.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Amen Corner is 11 through 13.
Yeah. I feel like just historically or bike course, for whatever reason, 16 is like a scoring hole.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I
At
might
a
be
course
wrong
I
on
play
that,
a lot,
but-
which is Mesa Linda.
No, I think that's the thing at a lot of courses.
But
I mean, not to downplay, but I'm just trying to find a statistical reason. Why is that your
Right.
lowest average?
yeah, it all depends the courses you play. But I think you're right that in general, the 16th hole is kind of an easy one, so that 17 and 18 can play harder.
Right.
And obviously, every hole has a handicap, right? And do you know how the handicap works on a scorecard?
You mean how it's like 1 through 18?
Yeah, so there's 1 through 18,
Yeah.
but the front 9, and I might be mixing this up, but the front 9 has the odd numbers. So it has the first hardest, the third hardest, the fifth, seventh, and so on.
Mm.
And the back 9 has the even. So the back 9, you should never see a number 1 handicap. You'll see a number 2 handicap. But the reason they do that is because they have to equalize the 9s. And so this makes it so you have the 18 handicap on the back 9 and the 2 handicap on the back 9. But you have the number 1 handicap and the number 17 on the front 9.
Yeah, I'm seeing the back 9 does not always have the number 1, but the USGA recommends odd numbered handicaps to be assigned to the front 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
So they do that to make it so on the front 9 you don't have a weird dot pattern compared to the back 9.
I see.
For handicap purposes. But given that,
But let me add, like 17 is in a championship course. 17's typically a par 3.
it feels like it, yeah.
Well, no, it is.
Yeah.
It normally is.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
give you
I
a
feel like
par
there's
3,
so many famous courses. They always do par 3 on
and then,
17.
and then a 4 or 5 at the end.
Yeah, well, yeah, but 17's typically a par 3, and par 3s play the hardest. We'll go over averages in a bit, but
Yeah, but you want to go to that? I mean,
no. I mean, it's, I mean, we can take a look at least from a professional, the average score for a Tour Pro on a par 3 is 3.07. On a par 4, it's 3.89, and on a par 5, it's 4.42. So the average is, par 3s are the only one that the average is over par.
got it. Yeah,
Right,
that makes
for
sense.
Tour Pros.
Because it's pretty hard to get a 2.
Yeah, but continue. I just wanted to add
Yeah,
that 17 tends to be
a par 3.
a par 3, and par 3s play the hardest for basically every golfer on earth.
Yeah.
So,
But anyways, the general trend that I've been noticing in my game is that when I get to 12 through 15, but really 12 through 14, my scoring average is a bit higher as of late, especially. And I think what that comes down to is trying to be aggressive because they give you the opportunity on those holes.
it's just interesting because this data is almost showing that your fronts would be higher, with the 0.3, 0.3, 0.3.
I think it is showing that. It's showing that the total of the front nine is a higher scoring average.
I see. Yeah.
But the back nine, I get some strokes back, or I, gain some strokes for some reason. But ultimately, it's really just, to me, about the little pockets. Because to me, the fatigue hits in at 12, not only physical but mental. And there's this sense of confidence. If your front nine went well, or almost doesn't matter, you have to you feel like you need to gain strokes back.
So let's change the date range to like last 6 months or something. Well,
let's do last 20 rounds. That's a quick.
Yeah.
So last 20 rounds, you can see there's a little bit better of golf, I guess.
No, do the date range though, because we need to offset.
Okay. So you're thinking
that one Grant mistake.
Let's do this summer pretty much. So pretty much May 1st until to date.
No, but take out that one round on the Grant where it posted three times. We have a mistake on his Grant that we have to fix. There we go. That's out now. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just arguing that it's interesting that you think that you do worse on the back nine, but this data is not necessarily showing that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely showing that on the front nine. I think I have this feeling that during the first 6 holes, I have a very even keel mental attitude and approach to the game where I'm just hitting shots. And then it's that 7, 8, 9 that I do feel the fatigue is just edging in. And if I didn't eat or drink enough water, that it starts to fall apart. But clearly the turn looks pretty healthy.
Yeah, I mean, look at like 1, 9, 10, and 11. It's so interesting how you go under on 10.
Yep.
So it's almost like you have all this momentum. And I've watched you play a lot of golf, and to me, it's like it's like you do something good, and then you just like you should see more of like a down, down, down.
Right.
But a lot of this is one hole's good, next hole. You start to compound,
Yeah. Yeah. It does look like a wave kind of, right? I mean, if we take a broad stroke at it, the first hole clearly in that last 2 years shows I par the first hole because I'm being very careful. Second through fourth hole.
Your third seems to be an issue consistently.
Right. Showing a 0.3
I don't know if it's frustration or...
Well, I think, I don't know, maybe the third hole is harder at a lot of courses, but... I think
you got to think about that. That's true.
But this is showing a clear wave on the front nine where open up clean, second, third, fourth hole, lose a couple strokes, pick it back up, maybe because I just bogeyed, and then 7, 8, 9, struggling, goes back down for 9 through 11, and then goes back up in that section, which I'm confident there's a problem of
because you're saying 14, the fact that
I'm saying 12 through 14 is a problem. Yes, the beginning, but I don't think you can do too much at the beginning of the round to fix things. You're playing your game.
Yeah.
But the back nine, you should know what the game is. You should know how you're swinging, how you're hitting shots. You should know what decisions you can make. What's a red light, green light, yellow light.
Yeah.
But I'm making the wrong decision by thinking everything's a green light. And I'm making bogeys on 12 through 14 and 15 here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's jump to the streaks, like double bogey streaks. Is this 3-putt free?
I could do double bogey here.
Yeah, I think this is really interesting for someone who's +2. I mean, I feel like this is what sets you apart from a player like me or other higher handicaps. I mean, 71 holes without a double bogey. I mean, that's impressive.
That was from May 22nd to June 4th. So I definitely played a lot of golf then.
3.94 rounds, so about 4 rounds, with no double. I mean,
I think I remember that being like a moment where I wasn't really mishitting things. And so that's really where a double comes from, is when you think you're going to hit a good shot and you like actually shank it or it goes OB. That just wasn't happening during those 2 weeks or so. Just playing a ton of golf, prepping for summer.
And for comparison, I mean, 71 holes. The highest I have is 14.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the difference between an 8 to 10 handicap and a 0 to +2.
So the most holes I've had without a double is 4. I mean, that blows my mind.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe because I feel like I've gone a whole round without doubling now, but maybe it just connects them. I mean, I actually...
It's consecutive. So, yeah, even if you went...
Oh, I'm sorry. This is my last 20. Okay, I'm going to go to all
okay.
scores because I was like, what the hell? Okay, 21, 30, but only twice in my Grint career. Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just double...
You make a double clearly
like one. I'll make one per round, though. I mean, yeah, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm on a 10 streak right now. Before that, I went 11. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's kind of mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, my average is 14.7 holes between doubles, but that's over, the last 2 years.
Yeah, and my average is 6.5 holes. Wow.
So, I mean, all of this to say that, like, the double trend clearly back here in the beginning of 2024, it was not. I was not playing as good of golf,
right?
And then it's been clearly increasing.
And I've noticed, right? You have played a lot better recently, due to the Cosmos,
right?
No, jump to average scores by par because I think that one's interesting. So we talked about the professional score. For professionals, the average Tour Pro score on par 3s is 3.07. On par 4s, it's 3.89, so it's under par. On par 5s, it's 4.42. Okay, for a scratch golfer, the par 3s is 3.16. A par 4 for a scratch golfer is 4.09, and then on a par 5, it's 4.76. And I'm just going to jump to a 10 handicap here. The average score on a par 3 is a 3.6. On a par 4, it's 4.67. And then on a par 5, it's 5.53. And this, Andrew, what are you?
This is 3.3 on par 3s, 4.2 on par 4s, and a 5 on par 5s. And this is over the last 2 years. So I think if I went over the last year, it would be a little bit lower. But
so you're okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So mine's in line with scratch, a little above scratch over the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean these numbers are all coming from different kind of slightly different places. Mm-hmm. But just to compare maybe me and you're a 3.3 on par 3s, I'm a 3.9. You're a 4.2 on par 4s, I'm an average of 5. So that's crazy. I will average bogey on every par 4. And then I'm a 5.9 on par 5. So I really struggle par 5s. I have a lot of... That might be like my,
Well, the quickest place for
maybe
growth,
I should just start hitting 6-iron on
I think you're okay on par 3s. Like, you're just over half a stroke, which makes sense.
Right.
Par 4s, you're 0.8 of a stroke away from me. And that's where you could... If you want to get to
But I think those are the hardest.
They can be hard because they require more strategy off the tee.
Right.
But then on par 5s, what were you, 5.9? So you're almost a whole stroke behind me on par 5s.
And that's the one the pros, though, are 4 point,
I'm like 0.6 of a stroke off on that. And so...
you might have the wrong strategy, too, on par 5.
Well, I think if I were to reduce this to the last 6 months, it might...
Do it. Let's see. Yeah, because we can tell that you've been playing better this last year, versus 2 years ago. 4.9, yeah.
Yeah, so 3.2 on par 3s in the last 6 months, 4.1 on par 4s, and then 4.9 on par 5. So I've lowered it by a tenth of a stroke compared to the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. But I think the par 5s depend most on your driver distance, and I think we've seen, I'm around 300. I don't know. It all depends on your altitude and things.
Right.
But I'd say you're probably 15% shorter off the tee than me, and so like that's going to affect your par 5 ability. But what your number of 5.9 shows me is that, hey man, play it as a 3-shot hole. You should almost never go.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we can take that off the screen now. Yep. I think we've showed that enough. I completely agree. When and I'm like saying this, just realizing it right now as we speak, but like Jesus, if my average is that much higher than not only yours but the pros and basically higher on average and generally speaking, I must be playing the par fives wrong by getting into trouble, you know.
Yeah. Usually the par fives greens aren't that hard. Like the courses we play a lot, the greens aren't the problem. It's how do you get to the green in 3 shots?
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. I'm going 3-wood and I'm getting myself in trouble because it's like I can't hit that, and I'm hitting it off lies that shouldn't be hit from.
Right. Yeah, it's like and this kind of goes to what's your best approach shot that you can practice on a range? Because if you can just practice that approach shot, you can just say, I'm just going to put myself within 20 yards of that distance and then you can attack the pin from your best shot.
Yeah.
Which gets you closer to the hole, which reduces.
So everyone always says that to like put yourself at 100 yards. I have a hard time like
believing it.
Well, no, gunning it and figuring out like how to get to that number, because then it's like, oh, it's in a bunker. Like it's like there's so many other things that people just try to, I've tried that where you try to focus on get it to this number, but then it's like, dude, that's not where the widest part of the fairway is. Like you need like a few options.
I think the mistake is people go, okay, I only need a 9-iron. Okay, I guess I'll hit a 9-iron to my spot, but I think you should always have a 7-iron in your hand on your second shot and go, I'm going to only hit this 130 yards.
I see.
Like I'm going to take the club that I know I can hit out of any lie and put it in my spot rather than think a number is a club.
Yeah.
Because when you think number equals club, you limit yourself from hitting different shots. And there's this Tiger video, or I don't know who it was, but it was like you should be able to hit your 7-iron between 125 and 170 yards. Like you should be able to at least try so that you don't have to pull a different club on your second shot in a par 5. Because I think what happens to people is they go, wow, my layup spot is only 110 yards away. Like, why would I hit a 110-yard shot just to hit another 110-yard shot? Because it seems like a baby move. Like, why wouldn't I go for it? But I think if you, instead of thinking 110 is a gap wedge, you just go, I'm just going to take my 7-iron and put it.
Because it's like, I know I can hit this 120 or 110. Yeah.
And there are stats where YouTubers have said the data shows that the closer you can get up to like 35
That's what I was going to bring
yards.
up. I have a buddy who took that to heart and he really lowered his handicap. He's like, I'm trying to get to the green sooner than later.
Right.
So that's one, maybe that's a certain type of handicap that can do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like on your second shot, you shouldn't have a longer club than your 5-iron in your hand. And if you ever have to grab more than that, those clubs are really just for long par 3s. But because you get to tee it up. But like, if you're telling yourself I have to get my 3-wood out to get near the green, you probably shouldn't at a 8+ handicap.
Right. I like what you're saying though about like just because to get to that number, it doesn't mean you have to hit a 9-iron. Maybe figure out how to drive a club like a 7. And just get some. Because sometimes the 9s and pitch, like when they can just fly left or right.
Yeah, because
out of weird lies.
Dude, they just don't behave the way they do when there's a green in front of you. When your layup zone is 50 yards wide or 25 yards wide, you don't approach it like a par 3 or an approach shot.
You don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to. So why would you take a scoring club to lay up?
Right.
You're not scoring, you're laying up.
And the ball's not teed up.
No, so take your layup club, which is let's call it an 8-iron. Like that sounds like the easiest club to hit for me from a par 5, no matter where I am off the tee.
Right.
So I think that could be something you could try in order to put yourself at that wedge distance that you know you can hit, especially on the day of. Let's say you've played a few holes already. You know what wedge feels good in your hand. It's like, okay, let's get it there, but don't think number.
Got it. I like that.
Equals club. Think number is the distance I'm trying to hit.
Yeah. No, and just from my round on the weekend, it's like a lot of the holes that the reason I shot, that I went higher was like off the tee. I like I didn't need to go driver and I went driver and I screwed it up. It's like my odds of hitting the driver well is like, it's not even 70%.
Right.
But man, when I hit it good, it's like amazing and I shoot great. But when I miss, if there's like a tree there or like an OB or something, it's like there's a good chance I'm hitting that. But then if I can go 5 wood, I'm much better off.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to decide when I should, put the gas on or hit the 5 wood. And part of me is like, I could shoot 79 with keeping my driver in the car.
Yeah.
Because of the mistakes that it causes.
I think I've done that once where I actually left the driver in the car because it was causing me trouble, and I was puring my 3-wood, and it goes far enough compared to the average golfer, and I was like, well, I'll just hit this, and I think
well, put it this way, if the driver's not taking you low enough, then it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, the driver is a tool just like any other club,
right?
And there's not much value in just pulling. People pull it up on every tee.
I feel like it's overused.
It's very overused because it's the max distance club, and you think closer to the hole equals lower scores.
There's wind like into you. Sometimes it's not.
No,
I've hit it perfect where it feels perfect, and it's like my other guy goes like 2-iron, and it like went the same because there was wind.
Yeah,
it's
there's lots of things that control your decision, but when you're on that tee box, you have to put a good swing behind the club you have in your hand, whether it's a driver, a wood, or an iron.
Yeah.
So like, there's not much you can do about that feeling of, I don't know what club to hit. It's just kind of, you look at the hazards that are in your danger zone, or the dangers that are in your length of the shot, like an arc, right? Because like we talked about missing short right, long left. The same thing happens off the tee. So you want to look at that ellipse on the GPS top view and go, okay, hole 7 at Mesa Linda, there's those bunkers on the short right, and I go, well, I can carry those every time with driver, so I'm just going to miss right because OB is left. So like, I'm not going to take the swing that could duck hook left.
Yeah.
And you kind of
a lot of it's line. You're right.
Yeah. Oh, and then we've talked about this before on tee boxes. Like, they give you space to move left and right. That's not for no reason.
Oh no,
you can actually create different angles by setting yourself on the different parts of the tee box to where you limit the errors by saying, okay, if there's an OB left and I teed up on the left of the tee box, naturally you're going to miss right, because like you can't miss left when you're on the left of the tee box.
Interesting. Oh man, I feel like I always go to the right because I'm playing a cut, but it's if there's OB left, I need to just take a totally different look.
Scoot it over to the center at least.
Yeah,
and then now
that would help me. That would actually help me. Yeah.
You're now more open, and if the miss is open on the right, then you're good.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, so this journey of trying to lower our handicaps, we're trying to we're finding it. I feel like we're getting closer, and I'm glad we got to chat about those, our rounds. We both played some pretty good golf, coming off the last pod. Yeah. So we'll see where this week takes us.
I'd say where I'm at is a consistent level of performance, shooting even 2 days, pretty much 2 days in a row, and that's what I'm trying to be at during this kind of off-season month or two, where it's like not too many tournaments available to play. I just need to get my baseline to this, to scratch, and then to go lower. It's just a matter of performing at the right time.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I think you're on your way. I mean, you're putting up some good numbers. So, change gears here slightly, but we started a YouTube series called Can Parbeh Par. So it's our buddy Parbeh. He's a real character, and I offer him different amounts of money. Like last time it was $500. I'm like, I'll pay you $500 if you can par.
What did he end up making? Like a triple?
He doubled, but basically once he gets past par, I kind of stop filming. so it's like I think he may have doubled or tripled, but it's funny when you put the pressure on him, and this guy's a total character. So Can Parbeh Par. So we're going to call him right now, and we're playing tomorrow. Nice. And at Oak Creek, and we're gonna put him on for, last time it was $500. I think I'm going to lower it to $100. I'm going to just have a $100 bill. But it's funny when you put the pressure on him to par. So we'll see if he answers. Let's see. But man, it's a real, let's see.
How we doing?
Is this Parbeh?
This is him.
Parbeh, you're on Golf with the Cosmos. What's up, man?
Hey, hello to the whole world, the whole galaxy.
Yes, sir. we just wanted to see how you're feeling about can Parbeh Par tomorrow.
Parbeh can most definitely par tomorrow. I'm pulling up, heading out of work, meeting you guys. I don't know on what hole, and I'm gonna pull up and par that first hole, man. I'm gonna show you guys that you can just pull up and golf. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be in Hawaii on vacation, barefoot. You could be in the backyard, you know. You could be on a golf course, man. I'm gonna get out there.
That's right. Yeah. No, I understand you're gonna pull up on like hole 5 or 6 when you get off, and then the first par 3 we hit, I'm gonna offer you cash. So, where's your swing at? Like, how's it been feeling?
I mean, hey, we had a good round last week. I shot a legit 88. I think we had several pars. I choked it when you put the pressure on. So right now it's all about, can I actually get in the zone when it counts, right? Camera's on, pressure's rolling. I'm not going to lie. I felt it, man. It's there. And, hey, and I was thinking, like, how do these guys make putts that are going to make a $300,000 difference in their paycheck on the 18th hole, So it's something to think about. I'd love to hear you guys' take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had the answer to that. But no, it is funny. I mean, you're a character, man. I mean, that last video kind of blew up. So we're starting a whole series around it. Can Parbeh
Par? No, I'm ready. I'm hot and ready, like garlic bread and spaghetti, man. I'm here, man.
I love it. Parbeh, the people want more of you, man. So we're looking forward to putting the money up for you to to try to par.
I'm a man of the people. I'm every man. I'm right here, man.
I love it. Well, Parbeh, you can check out these videos on YouTube, the Can Parbeh Par series. We don't tell them what hole it's going to be. We just randomly throw up money and say, hey, if you par this hole, I'll give you $100. And all of a sudden you watch the pressure hit, so it's,
Let's get it, man. The office warrior is going to be pulling up.
All right, Parbeh. Thanks for taking the call on the pod, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
These guys, take care.
All right. Yeah, that's great, man. He's a character. It is funny though. He was parring like every hole before that, and then I put him on camera.
Wow.
Offered him the 500, and then just pulls it left.
Yeah, it was like a snap hook to the left. It was.
Oh yeah.
It was no par zone.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it was like. He wanted to do a retake. I'm like, dude, you can still par from there technically. So I mean, it's possible. It's possible. So let's jump to another subject here. So the Robb James record. This was 540 something holes in 24 hours. A lot of our followers think it's BS. They go, there's no possible way. And it is like a minute, it's a hole every like minute and a half or something. But I found a video of him talking about it actually. And I messaged him. I think maybe we'll get to bring him on the pod one of these days. But this is interesting though. So everyone can just kind of listen to, this is from Robb James' point of view. So let's just hear what he has to say about it. I mean, this is the world
yesterday
record.
On the show, we got having a discussion about world records and the Guinness Book of World Records. But you have, and I Matt at the Garrison, this was his idea, Rob. So if you're peeved, right, it's Matt. He sent us a photo of your certificate for your Guinness World Record. So I'll just set you up there for the story of your Guinness World Record.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like another couple lifetimes ago. The adventure started in 2001. I'm sure over a lot of beers, which was pretty common back then.
I love that he's drinking beers.
Sitting on the balcony. The conversation just came up. I wonder how many holes you could play if you had the golf course to yourself. Next thing I know, I'm Googling it, or whatever you did back in 2001. I had to figure out like who has the record for the most holes of golf. And I discovered that the record had already been established, and it was done back in 1990. And the record at the time was 846 holes. And of course, my brain was just like, that's impossible. Like, there's no way you can do that.
Right.
And all of a sudden, my brain just went, man, I'm gonna give this a shot. But anyways, I gave it a go. It was an adventure for sure. My body and my brain was not prepared for the undertaking, and it was very evident early on that the math didn't line up. I was not going to break this record. 729 holes was year one's attempt, and wow. It was cancer fundraiser for the Canadian Cancer Society. So they were the big winner regardless. And then I got talked into it to do it again. So, and it turned into a four-year journey. It just was it was one near miss after another, to be honest. I never intended for it to be 4 years. Fourth attempt, 2004, I had a backup date in place. We'd learned everything. Yeah, I was successful. It was absolutely incredible to kind of get through it finally. I broke the record with about 9 minutes to spare. And then in the last 5 holes, I was 2 under par in those 5 holes because I was so jacked up on adrenaline, knowing that these 4 years are done. I had breakfast television from the A channel days back then. They were on site the whole time. I had so many people there that were, I had all of media's attention.
So what part of your body was in the most pain after 851 holes?
God, you know what? It was a combination of everything, like bouncing around in the cart. All my internal organs were like, I felt like I was going to puke for like weeks after because everything was off internally. So I learned a lot through that. I think going into the second, third, and fourth year, I had a cocktail of allergy medication, all the topical anti-inflammatories. I was standing on the back of a cart taking a leak sometimes.
So you would pee off a moving golf cart?
I did try it once. It was a bad experiment. Okay. But everywhere else.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Robb James himself. It makes me believe it a little more when he says that it was a cancer fundraiser. They shut the course down. The news was there. There's a picture of the Guinness World Record. I mean, but that's a lot of holes for 24 hours.
That was 24 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but I mean, and I saw in that picture, you can see a guy's driving the cart, which is what we thought, right? He's just jumping in and out. So I hope we can talk to him just to get more details, because that was pretty surface level.
Yeah.
Like these guys this is the Edmonton Sports Podcast. They already believe him, Like there's they have literally no conspiracy.
So yesterday on the show,
at all.
we got having a discussion.
So we'll see, like,
for the Canadian Cancer Society.
We'll see, like, now he gets to get questioned by like our followers who are, heavily now put it this way, now it's 2025.
Yeah.
We're like, a lot of shit back in 2024 was possibly BS, so I don't know, I mean, was the first record before that the 7 796? He only beat it by 5 holes.
Wow.
And it took him 4 years. So, but watching that does make me think that he did it a little more.
No, I mean, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records, and he explained the story, how it took him forever to figure out.
Yeah, it took him 4 years to do it.
Like there was a lot of strategy to how it's done.
When he says like we figured it out, kind of like that's like a lot of things.
That's like, how do you shorten the time between tee shots or between shots? And it was you what club you're going to hit because you hit the shot exactly where you've hit it before. Because
when you're talking about beating that record by 5 holes, you're talking about like having the club ready as you're heading there. You're talking about little timestamps.
There's basically no 40-second shot clock. There is no shot clock. And you're actually making the decision before you even, on your way to the ball, you're going, okay, that went here. We had someone tracking it, radioing in. Right. Like, hey, you're going to need a 7-iron here, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's true. I know.
Like,
yeah,
I'm sure they thought of every little detail.
You're so right, because there's no way you can get there and go, what's my yardage? It's like, you better be getting radioed in what your yardage is.
There's somebody ahead of him most likely lasering it.
There's got to be, yeah.
And telling him exactly what to do. So he's just the one hopping off the cart, swinging right away, but with enough calmness to hit good shots.
And so he's currently a club pro at some place in Edmonton. So like he is really good at golf. Yeah. That would be a prerequisite to doing this, because if you're just gonna hit it all over the place, dude, you're not gonna hit that. And his last 5 holes were 2 under. He said after he hit his first one over the record, he knew. And then he shot 5 under on adrenaline.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty.
And he stopped with 9 minutes to go.
No. That's when he broke it.
Wow. So he was playing a hole like every minute and a half. As we calculated.
Yeah. Well, all the comments on our post, they all break it down. It's like a minute and a half or something. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to cut the pie.
It's crazy.
And look at it. But yeah, I mean, but that was Robb James, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we're gonna try to get him on the pod, but we actually found at least that, and that's like a podcast that hasn't been watched. Like that video has 20 likes or something.
Wow.
I mean,
So yeah,
that was like a finding it in like deep. I had to go deep to find that. But I'm like, okay, the guy's real. He doesn't work for the CIA. Like we have like, it's not all bullshit. I don't think.
I believe it after seeing that. I had never seen that before, and it was enlightening to me to be like, oh, this guy has the wherewithal to explain it in that way. And yeah, the wording of his explanation doesn't specifically like say this happened in 24 hours or whatever, but based on that story, it's like he was trying to break a record for 4 years and he finally did it. And he said that he had failed attempts. So it means that he tried and he saw the curve of the line and he was like, we're not going to make it. And he stopped probably, but really, really impressive to hear him explain that story. 'Cause
yeah,
it sounds impossible. I'm trying to play like 1,000 holes this year,
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, no, you'd be surprised. You can get to 1,000 quicker than you think. Yeah,
you're right.
But because you get 80 rounds or whatever. So
right.
But that is interesting to see that video though. I mean, for all the people, for the listeners out there who have been commenting about that's total BS. It's impossible. I mean, that's him talking about it. I'm trying to get him on to talk to us because I want to press him a little bit more on the details. Yeah. Specifically about that day, about the course.
I'd love to know his strategy. Like
right. That's what I want to get at more. Yeah. Who was driving? How fast was the golf cart? I want to get a little more into the physics of it too.
Yeah.
What kind of putter were you using?
He didn't give himself the one putt. Like he had a hole out.
Well, so my other question I have is like, if you hit it OB, or if you hit it into the trees, do you immediately put another one on the tee, or do you go look for it? Because it might be faster to just take a higher score.
It'd be way faster to take a higher score
and hit it into the fairway.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally. But I doubt this guy's playing. I doubt that course. We should get a top-down view GPS.
I've checked it. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like an open park kind of field or kind of course.
No, it's a lot of trees.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly. But
I mean, if it's up in Canada, then yeah, there's trees.
Yeah, it's in Canada. So more to come on Robb James, but I know we have teased that in the past pods. So I just wanted to talk about that. That's the world record for most holes played in 24 hours, 851 by Robb James, Edmonton, Canada, 2004, and it seems to be legitimate.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of the commenters out there would think otherwise.
Yeah.
So
I believe it.
So let's get a little more into. I want to change gears. Current events, right? This is kind of the first week that there's a legitimate, I don't even know if legitimate's the right word, but a high profile tournament happening. And this is the Hero World Challenge. This is Tiger's tournament. I love Tiger. I mean, I'm a big Tiger fan. I grew up, with my dad putting Tiger on TV and telling me like, watch this. And then you do watch back then and you watch something amazing. And it was almost week in, week out. So I'm possibly biased. I mean, I know there's a lot of Tiger haters out there, but I don't know how you can hate that guy. I mean, it's his accomplishments are just unbelievable. But anyways, he hosts this tournament. He's not playing, unfortunately. Anytime Tiger plays, I usually wake up and I'll tune in. But there's some good storylines, on current events for this one. Scotty Scheffler won the last 2 years, the Hero World Challenge. Look, there's only like 30 people in the tournament. Like 20 or 30 people.
This is in like
the Bahamas.
Oh, okay. Got
it. Yeah. It's at like a course that Tiger, and he's good friends with the Hero, is the motorcycle company. He's good friends with the owner of that. So it's a big money thing. I mean, obviously, but all the top OWGR people show up.
Wow.
That's how they pick it, is based on that. So Scheffler's, some of the storylines. This is from the PGA Tour. Website. They have an article. I'm like, these are the top storylines. But Scheffler's testing again. He has his new driver, and he used the QI35 last year. Now he has the new, the QI4D. Side note, I have the QI35 Max, which is Max MOI.
Yeah.
But
right.
so it's not the one Scotty's hitting, but I do like these drivers recently. But so he's testing out new equipment. He is tied for the lead. This is day one. So we're recording this on Thursday. I don't know when you all might be listening to this on a different day, but day one, it sure looks like Scotty's going to win. He's tied for -6 with 4 other people: Batia, Straka, Clark, and JJ Spawn. That's nice to see JJ Spawn up there.
Wow.
But again, Scheffler is tied for the lead on day one. So I mean, he could just pull away with this, and he's won the last 2 years. I kind of wish I put money on him this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure the odds weren't good though.
Yeah, but still, it's like it still pays.
Yeah.
In golf, a favorite.
It's always a plus.
In golf, a favorite still does pay. Like it'll at least double your money.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. Like it's not. But he's starting to get to that Tiger place where he wants to be that. And there was some videos of like him giving respect for Tiger in a press conference, then Tiger giving respect for him in a press conference. It's almost like they are morphing into one.
Well, it's like we all want another Tiger.
Right.
And I think we're all okay with Scotty being that. I think there was something about Tiger where it was this, we called it the Tiger mentality of like, I'm going to beat everyone and I don't care about it. And I really care about beating people. But Scotty's attitude has always been, I'm just here playing good golf and I love being here, but like whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that comes from Rory being like, hey man, this is just golf. Like it's been a modern attitude of competitors in golf.
Those guys have certainly different backgrounds.
Yeah, but they all have this modern attitude of like, we're blessed to be here, but like winning is great, but it's not the end of the world if I don't win. Where Tiger felt like it wasn't.
Scotty can say that all day, but the numbers he's putting up is making him into a Tiger-esque type of category. And that's what the people want.
Yeah.
And so
I think it's this cosmos.
It doesn't really matter what he says.
Well, I
it's
think
just what he does.
I think all of these top players have this hidden cosmos theory in their mind where they're portraying some image, but in their head, they're just putting it up to the cosmos and saying all of this is just because of because of whatever they believe in. But in reality, like they're working as hard as they can to win everything they can.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting in the work, but they often portray an image of not caring.
Listen, man, I mean, I don't even know if these guys need the cosmos anymore at this point, but
I guarantee you they do, dude.
No, but I know what you're saying. But they are so well guarded at what are they actually thinking.
Yeah.
And they put up this kind of, facade.
Yeah.
At this point, but they're just like, they know they're so damn good. They feel it so good.
Yeah.
And then when they're on fire, they can just play so good. And it's just interesting because the next storyline is Jordan Spieth's return. This is a guy that felt like for a time he had it.
Yeah.
And then they lose it. So it's like that. I think that's really what the question with Scotty is. Can he, even Scotty says in his interview about Tiger, most of the time Tiger teed it up, he was top of the world. Like, and that's a true fact.
Yeah.
Most of the time Tiger teed it up, he was number one in the world. Like he had the longest streak of number one in the world. So it's like, is this just a blip, with Scotty, or can he actually continue it? And like, that's where, I don't know if it's mental toughness or how do you keep that going?
I do think the Live Tour took away some of the competition.
For sure.
So I really do think that Scotty might not be in his position if Live didn't exist.
Interesting.
Because you had John Rahm, who was really charging up the charts. He was world number one.
Then he got offered the cash.
And then he left the PGA Tour. And then obviously you don't get points for Live
And I
Tour
feel like
events.
a lot of the Europeans were much more open. Like they didn't have as much against Saudi Arabia.
Of course.
They're just like, oh, what's up? Yeah, you want cash?
The
Sweet.
U.S. PGA is owned by the United States. Like it's only in the U.S. And
right,
so,
and we have a real problem with Jamal Khashoggi. Like that is what's kind of springboarded issues with Saudi Arabia and the fact that they're backing Live.
Yeah.
I mean, that no one can deny that was what was behind a lot of this,
Yeah.
anti-live stuff. And I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'm just saying that is what it is. And the Europeans didn't care as much.
No. And I think Brandel Chambly has on Twitter, on X, he portrays his point of view very clearly. And it's like the Saudis are bad people, whatever he says. And
yeah, but I'll tell you one thing, that's fading. That's starting to fade.
Well, because they're starting to grow their control potentially of more things.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, we could talk about the bipure, whatever it's called, the split as much as you want, but let's just talk about, let's stick on the storylines here. So Spieth's return, he didn't play any FedEx Cup fall events, so he dropped from 54th to 61st. So he's still good as far as staying on tour. But what's interesting, he dropped one spot out of the Aon Next 10. That would have given him a spot into the first two signature events. So although he's a lock into the Pebble Beach due to sponsor exemption, those outside the top 60, Spieth he'll need an exemption to play the Genesis. So it's like he should have been playing in the fall, but he didn't.
Well, because he knows he's going to get an exemption.
Right.
Why wouldn't
right.
you give Jordan Spieth an exemption into the Genesis?
Yeah. No, you're right. And that's why he didn't play during the fall. Billy Horschel. Sorry, did you have more on
I was
Spieth?
just going to say, I just feel like a lot of these guys who are veterans, they weren't veterans 10 years ago, but they are now. They're just resting on their laurels because they know the competition isn't coming. Because it's such a walled garden to get into the PGA Tour that these guys who are big names, they actually don't have to worry about it now because the pool is smaller.
Especially with Liv. Right?
Yeah, with Liv especially.
Yeah.
They lost Cameron Smith. I mean, come on, that guy won the Players.
He was so good.
He could have been so good on the PGA Tour, but he left.
And you just don't see him as much on Sports Center or anything.
No. And it's all whatever it is to limit their visibility.
And they don't get OWGR points. So it just kills them because that's how you get into the Hero World Challenge, because Tiger's pretty open. He's like, it's just all world ranking. Yeah. But that's kind of a low-key way of saying, like, well,
it's
if you do Live,
PGA Tour.
If you do Live, you can't get in. You could do DP World Tour. So
but you don't barely get any points for that because the competition is so much worse.
This is an ever-changing story. I mean, the politics change literally every month on this subject.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to but all we can do is look back and talk about what's happened.
Yeah.
Otherwise we would just be totally speculating.
I'm just curious why we don't see more new names that become powerhouses. Well, over the last 4 years.
What's the guy that hits it afar? Poltergeist or whatever his name is?
No.
That guy hits it so far. He's new.
Yeah.
There's definitely new guys that are coming out of college. That hasn't stopped.
Yeah. But they seem to have a 2-year stint and then they just stay on the back burner because they can't beat Scheffler.
Yeah.
Scheffler's too good.
That's true. Billy Horschel might be the only golfer seriously sweating his result. It's filled by because of the OWGR. It rarely goes past 35. He's an exception. The American player is playing on a sponsor exemption. He had a hip injury that sidelined him, but that injury did keep him out of more. He was out for 5 months, dropped him to 33rd. When he returned to the DP World Tour, he ended up 45th in the rankings. So why is that important? The top 50 players at the end of the year will earn. So the top 50, and remember, we're almost at the end of the year here, right? So the top 50 players will earn an exemption into the Masters. The top 50 OWGR. That's why OWGR is so important, because you get to go to Augusta, baby.
Yeah.
Like that's everyone's life goal.
You get to go to a major, and really all the majors are the top.
No, but it's not just a major; it's Augusta, baby. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's really all about going to the Masters.
Yeah, who doesn't want to be there, man?
And he's not yet exempt through any other pathway. Securing that start would go a long way for him. So if he can do well at the Hero, he will
break top 50 and get an exemption.
Right, exactly. So let's see what he shot today. -1. Tied for 14th, middle of the pack. Not bad for day one.
Do we know what he has to get to get the amount of
No,
points?
there's not enough. There's not enough info on that. I mean, I would have to do some major math. But I'll tell you one thing: there's only 20 people in this tournament.
Oh shit! So he's got to get top 10.
Yeah, but -1. At least he's not +2, like the last place
How are
guy.
there 20 people in a golf tournament?
Because this is just
It's just a money grab. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean it's
a sponsor.
It's a showcase.
Yeah, it's a showcase
know?
of golf to kick off the season, because I probably in 3 weeks we
And-
have the first
And
Hawaii.
it's I'll tell you what, Tiger's the host.
Yeah.
He can do whatever. He can be like, I want to have a small tournament and I want it to be awarded OWGR, and they're like, sounds good, man.
Wow,
You know,
that's crazy.
he's Tiger Woods.
He's like, you get OWGR points for this.
Yeah, and he goes.
They go, I'll take it.
And Tiger goes, hand picks Billy and goes, you deserve to get some points, so let's put you in.
Right. Let's
You know,
bring
but he can't get last though.
No.
I mean,
he's got to break top 10.
He needs to get like top 10 out of 20.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to at least break halfway.
You sure? Yeah, you would think the OWGR would put that into perspective. Like, well, if he gets last, we can't really give him much, Tiger.
I'm
But
sure it's scaled.
as much as he's trying, you know.
Yeah.
But so that's an interesting storyline. This is the best storyline. Keegan Bradley is in the field.
Nice. He's got a mustache too.
Yeah. He had to change something after the Ryder Cup. I mean, let's see what he's at. Let's see. And remember, guys, this is Thursday, so this is just day one. Help me see. My eyes are not good enough.
-5. Right
-5. God damn, he did good. Tied for 6th. So he's basically second place, though. He's one off. He's one off Scheffler. He basically did what Scheffler did. God, I love that. Love to see that. Go Keegan. Gotta love that. He said he was in a super dark place.
Wow.
Oh, dude, he was like very candid about like, you know, I mean,
They got murdered at
he lost.
Page.
Well, yeah, he lost the Ryder Cup. I mean,
Yeah.
and the cool thing about that one was me and you have played Bethpage, Black,
Yeah.
and so that was so interesting to watch it, and like then to read all the articles after about like he apparently told them to not let the rough grow out as much, and it's like now it's all hindsight, but
Right.
it's like maybe they should have let the rough grow out more. When we played it, the rough was so high.
Yeah, it was probably 4 inches. I mean,
So-
it's just a incredibly hard course.
Yeah, and then the worst is that these rumors about the practice rounds blow my mind. The Americans played 2 sets of 9 holes. The Europeans got there 2 weeks before and played like every day.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know what to believe, but that's, you know, people were on the ground reporting, you know, these things don't come out of nowhere.
No, I think
But
that's probably
supposedly
true.
we took it for granted. I don't know. We just thought, oh, we'll just keep the rough low and we'll be fine. You know, I don't really understand. And then the
Maybe-
greens were too slow, so they wanted to get them faster, but they couldn't. And apparently the captain can only talk to the grounds crew leading up to the Sunday before.
Wow.
So that's the only time that they're supposed to have words, you know, minced words, is the Sunday before. But it's understood that the host nation has influence over course conditions.
Wow.
These are all like things that it's like, but then people are like, well, you can still kind of talk to them. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, of course, you can send messages through some other people.
right.
I think the reason I think Scotty played awfully from what I
Yeah.
saw. He didn't win any match, maybe tied one. But
I heard a good argument from a good buddy of mine that Scotty is so good at playing 4 rounds. He'll beat your ass on 4 rounds, but if you put him on just like 9 holes or you know, these kind of match play things end up being like 12 holes.
well, I'm curious what Scotty's scoring average is, which would
Right.
prove that and say his scoring average is literally the lowest, and over time he will beat you.
But what do you mean? How does he win 6-7 events a year?
Well, if your scoring average is the lowest on tour,
That's my point. But is that conducive to Ryder Cup games?
probably not.
Those are different type of ball games.
Well, it's an 18-hole game.
And really it's less because it's like if
It's a
you win
match,
during
yeah.
12, it's match play. I mean, it's like come out hot.
Yeah, you have
And
to
then
play. It's not.
you
It's
win.
not the way you win a PGA Tour event.
Right.
So that makes sense why. If
So you
he
can't
didn't-
just blame Scotty though.
No, but I think everyone in the U.S. expected Scotty to win every match because he's better than everyone.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't happen.
But so yeah, I mean we could go on and on about why they lost or whatever, but fact is Keegan's back, he's playing. He looks forward to playing in 2 years or in a year and a half.
Yeah.
So he's not, you never rehire the losing captain. So it's going to be a new captain. I mean, I can't wait till it's Tiger as the captain personally.
He was the captain in like 2018.
No, he's never been the captain.
He was a
Yeah, he's a co-captain.
He was a co-captain.
Yeah, Tiger's never been the captain yet. That'll be the day, my friend. When Tiger's captain, it's like woo, let's go. You know,
that'll make anyone fun to watch.
Oh yeah, well they better win. It's almost like you don't make him captain until we know we're gonna win.
Until it's guaranteed.
Yeah. Which there's no guarantees in this game, but it'll be interesting though. But yeah, Keegan is he's just a better player. I mean, he proved it today in the Bahamas. Let's be honest, shooting -5. That guy is such a good player.
Yeah,
he's not old enough or ready to be a captain.
No,
he never was supposed to be probably. And Liv screwed it all up, because. A lot of the captains and players were on Liv, but they did bring in Liv guys.
Yeah. Don't
get me wrong, but I think there was some captain issues with the guy, like the European captain was supposed to be the captain and then moved to Liv. Like there's a lot of things around that, but the last story about the hero, according to PGA Tour, is Akshay Bhatia's new caddy. So he's running a new caddy. So let's just quickly look. What did he shoot? Where's Bhatia? Let me find that. Oh, first place. Tied with Scotty. -6. So that new caddy.
The new caddy worked.
Yeah, it seems to be working. Joe Greiner, Homa's old caddy.
Okay.
And Homa has just dropped.
Yeah.
Gone down the tube a little bit.
You see that guy walk around and you just go, he's going to explode.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it makes you wonder. I know. But I mean, we just know by looking at your stats, you were like, compared to this year, you sucked last year. So it's interesting. How do these guys keep it up?
Well, it's like, you wonder where that peak is, and you can get better. Like we all sit around and play around and go, well, I could have done that better. But what are we actually going to change to make that better? And what I think happens with pros is they're peaking, right? They're winning tournaments, and then they go, well, I should make a change because something is falling off a little bit.
Right.
And becoming like something where they're actually losing strokes, and they go, well, like Victor Hovland, right? His short game is notoriously bad, but he worked to fix it, and like for 6 months or something, his short game strokes gained went up, and he started playing better. But he's still subpar in terms of the top 100 or the top 50.
Right.
So at the end of the day, like, how do we actually get better? How do we head towards scratch? And what I'm finding is that, and I talked to you about this before, but like if I play Costa Mesa golf course, and I mentioned this, to lower my handicap, I have to shoot 5 under par. So like that fact means what I have to do to make my handicap better or get better is much different than what you have to do, because I need to play way more difficult courses and prove myself there,
right?
Rather than play easier courses and say, well, I'm going to shoot 10 under par, because I guarantee you that won't transfer necessarily to a PGA championship course.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it will, but it's just hard,
Well, no, because what I have to do to Mesa Linda to shoot 8 under is hit driver on these par 4s and drive the green.
Yeah. So it starts to kind of blow up the strategy of general golf.
Yeah. Like I need to go play a 7,000 yard course like Saboba.
And shoot birdies there.
And shoot 2 under there. And that'll lower my handicap easily.
Right.
Because it's an index of 74 or something.
Yeah. Instead of having you have to drive every green.
Right. Because that's like that, not what these guys are doing out there.
Yeah. No.
So I think as I move
at a certain point, you need to start to play the courses that they're playing.
Yeah.
Literally.
And so I think as I move into the winter, I'm going to need to build up a budget of not only money, but time to go travel to Arizona to play, because there's tons of good golf courses in Arizona.
Torrey Pines.
Yeah, go down to San Diego, but there's basically nothing in Orange County. I don't know.
Well, no, there's just nothing that's public.
Yeah, nothing,
but Newport Beach has the Hogue Classic.
But there's like nothing over 7,000 yards here.
No, I know.
There's just not
San Diego has a good amount.
Yep.
And then Arizona has a ton, But yeah, Torrey Pines, TPC.
I just need to be asked to hit a driver 310 yards and then a 7-iron, not 310 to a green.
Right.
So,
Yep. It's the truth.
So I need to find those courses and go play them and really test my skills there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. You know, and for me, you know, at the higher handicap, I'm on my most recent streak of no 3-putts was the highest I've ever had. So I'm doing something right.
Yep.
So I'm going to keep that going with the putter and the mental part of, you know, not trying to make these damn putts, because it's like my average is 0.7 on the spectrum of all 10 handicappers.
Yeah.
So what am I thinking if I'm trying to make 5 birdies? No, you're not, sir. You better not 3-putt though, because that's what's making you a 10. So it's like maybe you beat that first. You beat that down first. Then you start getting more birdies.
Yeah.
You know, and we're at different places in our game, obviously.
But there are definitely low-hanging fruit for everyone that you can attack first.
That's a good point.
And go after the 3-putts, and you kind of solve that. If you have 1 3-putt every 30 holes, like that's good.
Yeah, then you're attacking that low-hanging fruit. But yeah, check out everyone out there. Look at these averages on 3-putts. Look at the averages on par, on what, you know, on a par 3, what the average is per your handicap, what the par 4 handicap averages, par 5 averages per your handicap, and start strategizing around that and going, what do I think, you know, let's not plan around that average more, because guess what? If you don't, what brings an average up is going higher than the average.
Way higher. And it's much easier to go way higher than the average than a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Like it's about the same difficulty.
Exactly. So a lot of these decisions we're making on the course are trying to go lower than the average. And it's like, let's just try to aim at that average or not so high above it, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, it just makes you go, maybe I should bogey this hole from the tee box.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's hard to tell someone, but
really hard.
But that's why I'm more, find that from the data. So look at the average and then go, well, it's 5.7. So it's like, so it's not that I'm trying to bogey, but I will bogey this more, you know, 30% of the time, 70% of the time I'll bogey, but then 30% I'll par. So now knowing that, having the data, now what's my decision on what club am I going to hit off this tee? Okay. You know, knowing those numbers, what's the club I'm going to hit, instead of just par 5, take the driver out. Here we go, baby. Like, it's like you're going to get a 10, you know?
One time, and then that 110 will throw off your average.
That's exactly. So it's like you got to watch out for those averages. So I think that's a good one to end it on, though. And, you know, on this mission, thank you all for joining us on this mission. Check out golfinthecosmos.com. Get your merch. Thanks again for checking it out, and look out for the new videos coming out on the YouTube channel. Those are starting to pop. The Parbeh Par, that one's gonna be really entertaining. I'm looking forward to tomorrow to filming that. So
that'll be fun.
Andrew, it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, peace.